The Omnipresence of Allah, Part 18, Taf-seir of Surah Al-Baqarah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence. In our last session, we engaged in a deep spiritual diagnosis of sectarianism, learning that a prideful and exclusionary faith is a sickness that blinds the heart. We also explored the profound injustice of those who would prevent the remembrance of Allah in His houses of worship. Today, our journey through Surah Al-Baqarah takes us to a series of verses that offer a magnificent and breathtaking vision of Allah's infinite presence, His absolute sovereignty, and the ultimate nature of His creative power. These verses are a profound and beautiful affirmation of Tawhid, concept so vast that it transcends all human limitations of time, place, and form. To fully grasp the immensity of these verses, we must move beyond a cursory reading and engage in a deep, multi-layered spiritual and linguistic excavation, a process of inner reflection that allows the truth of the divine word to penetrate the very core of our being. Our discussion begins with a sublime and liberating declaration that speaks directly to the spiritual essence of our worship. Wa li'alhi al-mashriq, wa al-maghribu, fanum tawalk, fatama waju, alhi, ina alha, wcn, algum, and to Allah belongs the east and the west. So wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and all-knowing. This verse, though concise, is a theological and spiritual masterpiece that addresses a specific historical and intellectual challenge while simultaneously providing a timeless, universal truth. To appreciate its depth, we must first engage in a meticulous dissection of its linguistic components. The phrase wa li'alhi al-mashriq wa al-maghribu, and to Allah belongs the east and the west, is a magnificent declaration of Allah's absolute ownership and sovereignty over all of creation. The words al-mashriq, the east, and al-maghrib, the west, are not merely geographical markers. They are, in the Arabic linguistic tradition, metonyms for the entirety of the created world. They represent all directions, all points on the compass, and by extension, all of space and time. By stating that the East and the West belong to Him, the Quran is making a powerful theological statement. There is no part of creation that is not under the domain of Allah. This is a direct refutation of any notion that a specific direction or location holds an exclusive claim to divine presence. The spiritual core of the verse, and indeed the focal point of its meaning, lies in the second phrase, Fanum, Tualk, Fathama, Woju, Alhi. So wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. The word fa so acts as a consequential particle linking the first statement to the second. Because all directions belong to Allah, the consequence is that wherever one turns, His presence is found. The word ainam, wherever, speaks to a limitless, boundless reality. The word tuwal, you-turn, is particularly significant. It comes from the root wala, which means to turn, to face, or to orient oneself towards something. This is the same root from which we get the word walk, friend or protector, and tawalk, to turn away. It implies an act of conscious orientation. The verse is therefore telling us that a conscious act of orienting oneself, whether physically or spiritually, is an act of orienting oneself towards the divine. The profound spiritual metaphor of wuju, Alhi, the face of Allah, is at the very heart of this verse. In Sufi cosmology, the waj, face, of Allah is not to be understood as a physical attribute in the way that humans have a face. Rather, it is a spiritual metaphor for the essence of Allah, for His divine presence, for His very being. It is a sign of His continuous presence, of His manifestation in all of creation. This is a central theme in the works of great Sufi masters like Ibn Arabi, who explored the idea that the entire cosmos is a mirror reflecting the divine names and attributes. The waj of Allah is the point of spiritual focus, the ultimate spiritual qibla direction of prayer. This verse, therefore, offers a profound and liberating truth. While the physical qibla of the Kaaba is a matter of discipline and unity for the community of believers, the spiritual reality is that the heart's gaze, the true direction of the soul's yearning, is always towards the waj of Allah, which is everywhere. It frees the believer from the spiritual limitations of geography, and reminds them that their spiritual journey is not confined to a single location. The state of muraqabah, of constant awareness of Allah's presence, is the ultimate manifestation of this verse's meaning. It is to live in the knowledge that no matter where you are in the presence of the divine, and that every act of your being is an act of turning towards Him. The verse concludes with a powerful affirmation of two of Allah's magnificent attributes. Ina oha wcn. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and all-knowing. The word wcn comes from the root wasi'a, which means to be vast, spacious, or to encompass something. This attribute speaks to Allah's infinite presence, His boundless mercy, and His knowledge that encompasses all things. It is a direct spiritual balm for the heart that feels confined or limited. His mercy is so vast that it encompasses all of creation, and His presence is so all-encompassing that there is no place where He is not. The attribute al-Jamal, all-knowing, speaks to His omniscience, His knowledge of every thought, every intention, and every action, no matter how small or hidden. It is a powerful reminder that while we may be unseen by others, we are never unseen by Allah. These two attributes beautifully complement the message of the verse, reinforcing the idea of a God who is both infinitely present and infinitely knowledgeable, a God who is close to us in a way that transcends all physical limitations. The Quran then proceeds to a direct and powerful refutation of a false theological claim that had been made by the people of the book and the polytheists. A claim that struck at the very core of Tawhid. Wakul, Itakada, Odahu, Waladan, Subninahu, Baladu, MDF, Alsamdawiti, Wa Alard, Cullen, Lahu, Kunina, and they say Allah has taken a son. Exalted is He. Rather, to Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. All are humbly submissive to Him. This verse confronts the deeply rooted belief among some Christians, Jews, and pagans that Allah has a son. The phrase Wakul, Itakada al-Ruwaladan, and they say Allah has taken a son, is a direct quote of their claim. The verb itakada has taken implies an act of acquisition, of choosing a partner or a son. This is a profound and fundamental error. The Quran immediately refutes this with a powerful divine declaration, Subnyanu, exalted is He. The word Subwan is not a simple expression of praise. It signifies a state of being far beyond human limitation, a state of perfect transcendence. It is the ultimate statement of Tanz, a declaration that Allah is free from all human flaws and needs. The idea of Allah having a son is a human projection onto the divine, a reflection of a need for a lineage, a helper, or an heir. Allah, being the perfect, eternal, and transcendent creator, has no such needs. He is self-sufficient, and His existence is not dependent on anything. The phrase Subnanhu is the perfect and most concise theological refutation of any claim that anthropomorphizes Allah. The verse then offers a beautiful and logical refutation of their claim. Bel lahu, MDF, Alsamdinwidi, wa alardi. Rather, to Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. The word bal, rather, is a powerful tool of refutation, used to replace a false statement with the truth. The claim that Allah has a son is false, because the truth is that He is the sole owner and creator of everything in the heavens and the earth. His children are not a single person or a group. Rather, His entire creation is His. Every atom, every star, every galaxy, and every living being is His and belongs to Him. The phrase, lahu, to Him belongs, signifies exclusive ownership and sovereignty. The final phrase, Cullen lahu quitinal, are humbly submissive to Him, is a magnificent spiritual statement that reinforces the previous point. The word Cullen all emphasizes the universality of this submission. The word Kantan comes from the root Kannada, which means to be humbly submissive, to obey with sincerity and humility. This is not a forced submission. It is a natural and willing submission of all of creation to its creator. This is a key Sufi concept, where the entire universe is in a state of dhikr remembrance and submission to Allah. The sun rises and sets at His command. The planets revolve in their orbits at His command. The trees grow and the rivers flow at His command. Every single thing in existence is, in its very essence, in a state of humble and silent submission to its creator. The verse makes a profound comparison between this silent, cosmic submission and the rebellious, arrogant claims of human beings. It is a powerful reminder that our human rebellion is an anomaly in a universe that is, in its entirety, in a state of perfect submission to its creator. This is a profound call to Tawhid, to align our own will with the will of the cosmos, to submit our hearts in the same way that the entire universe submits to Allah. The final verse in this section provides a breathtaking and final statement on the ultimate nature of Allah's creative power, a statement that is at once simple and infinitely complex. Badgu, Alsum Dadwati, Wa Ardi, Wa Idan Kak, Amran Finim, Yakru, Lahu, Kun, fa-yakūn, originator of the heavens and the earth. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be, and it is. This verse is a profound and beautiful statement on the nature of creation. The first phrase, Bagit, you all samdi, wa alardi, is a divine attribute. The word Bagit, you, comes from the root bada a, which means to originate something without a pre-existing model. Allah is the ultimate originator. He created the universe not from a blueprint or a previous design, but from nothing. This is a magnificent statement of his absolute and unconstrained power. He is the ultimate artist, the ultimate creator. He is not a builder who works with existing materials. He is the source of all existence. This attribute is a powerful refutation of any notion that the universe came into being through a natural or evolutionary process that is independent of Allah. The entire universe is a direct result of his creative act. The second part of the verse, Wa, Idan Kak, Amrin, Finim, Yakru, Lahu, Kun fa-yakūn, is one of the most powerful and beautiful phrases in the entire Quran. The phrase Wa Idan Kak Amrin, and when he decrees a matter, speaks to the sovereignty of his will. His will is not a matter of a wish or a hope. It is a command, a decree. And when he decrees a matter, the process is simple, direct, and absolute. Finom yakru lahu kun. He only says to it, be, and it is. The word kun is the divine command. It is the ultimate kalima word, the ultimate act of will. The word yakun is the immediate manifestation of that command. There is no time, no process, no delay between the command and the result. This is the ultimate statement of divine power. It is a power that is not limited by cause and effect, by time or space. The phrase kun fa-yakūn is not a description of a physical process. It is a description of a metaphysical reality. It is a statement that Allah's will is absolute and immediate, and that the entire universe, with all its vastness and complexity, is nothing but a manifestation of a simple and absolute divine command. From a Sufi perspective, this verse is a profound reminder that the entire universe is a living manifestation of Allah's will. The entire spiritual journey is an attempt to come to terms with this ultimate reality and to submit to this absolute and immediate power of Allah. The Sufi seeks to align their own will with the divine will, to become a conduit for the divine command. The verse is a profound and beautiful reminder that the ultimate source of all power, all creation, and all reality is the simple, absolute, and immediate command of Allah. My dear viewers, these verses offer a breathtaking and profound vision of the essence of Tawhid. They teach us that Allah is not confined to a single place or a single direction. His presence is everywhere. They remind us that He is transcendent, free from all human needs and limitations, and that He is the sole owner and sovereign of all creation. And finally, they offer us a magnificent glimpse into the ultimate nature of His creative power, a power so absolute that all He needs to do is say, "Kun be," and it is. May our hearts be filled with the vastness of His presence, the magnificence of His sovereignty, and the beauty of His creative power. Join me in our next session as we continue our journey into the succeeding verses of this magnificent surah. Until then, may Allah bless you with il and yaqeen. Assalamu alaikum.